want to find out more about different careers, there's no one better to ask than the professionals that do the work. This can be achieved by setting up an informational interview. An informational interview may sound intimidating, but it's not an interview in a traditional sense like when you're interviewing for a job. When we talk about informational interviewing, we are simply referring to an informal conversation you can set up with another person who is working in a field of interest to you. During this conversation, you can ask questions and obtain valuable information about their career and how they landed where they are today. Having these types of conversations is an essential part of both your career exploration and job search. There are many different paths you can take to get to where you want to be. Engaging in an informational interview can help you make an informed decision on the path you ultimately decide to take. You can gain tips for success in getting your foot in the door with an internship or your first job after graduation. And the best part is, your network will expand. As we know, an estimated 85% of jobs are obtained through some degree of networking. So this last benefit is a huge plus. Tap into the network you already have to get started in requesting an informational interview. You may be surprised at just how many people you already know that can provide valuable information. These people may also have connections of their own they can put you in to further expand your network. Here's a list of potential people in your life to start with. Remember that even if someone works in a profession outside of your interest area, they will still have helpful insights to provide about careers in general, so be open-minded when looking for someone to speak with. Before starting the informational interview process, you should ask yourself some questions so you can focus your effort. First, what career or careers are you trying to learn more about? Next, who can you connect with to learn more about these careers? Finally, what information exactly do you want to know about each of these careers? Let's take a look at how to answer these. Depending on where you are in your career exploration process, you may already know this answer, but perhaps you know the general industry you want to go into, but not the specific jobs that exist in the field. In this case, doing some research into common position titles and career paths would be helpful. Try using a site like the Occupational Outlook Handbook to find information like this, or the UD Career Outcomes page to see real positions UD graduates have landed after graduation. What if you don't know at all what career you want to pursue? Should you still take part in informational interviewing? Yes. Consider taking a career assessment like Pathway U and making an appointment with a career counselor to help you target some options first. Informational interviewing will be incredibly informative for you in designing your career path. So now that you have your list of careers, let's find some professionals to chat with. You can find another treasure trove of information in speaking with alumni. This is a great source of insight because they have already gone through this process for themselves and are able to provide insights that you can benefit from during your journey. Seeking out UD alumni to speak to is also beneficial because they are often very happy to lend a hand to a fellow Blue Hen. Aside from using your connections, you can also find UD alumni to speak with on LinkedIn and the University of Delaware Career Acceleration Network, also known as UD CAN. On these sites, you can search through alums by major, career title, employer, or any other filtering criteria you'd like. When you find an individual you'd like to speak with, you can send them a short message requesting a conversation. Here you can view a sample message template to send via email, LinkedIn, or UD CAN. Take note that it's short, sweet, and to the point. No need to go on for pages here. You can also consider attaching your resume. UD CAN, as well as the Resume Worded platform found at resumeworded.com/udel, has many more networking templates you can use too. Check them out. So you've scored a conversation. Great. Now what are you going to ask them? Be sure to develop a list of questions you want to address during your informational interview. Here you can see a list of sample questions you could add to your list. However, remember that this is your opportunity to get the information you need to make some decisions about your career. Therefore, the questions you ask should be very specific to your needs. Notice the emphasis on the last question. You should always inquire about another person to speak with. Remember that you never know who someone else might know, and if that person may lead to another great connection. I can't highlight enough that your informational interview should flow naturally like a normal conversation. It should not be one-sided, but be sure to practice your active listening skills. Conversations may veer to other career topics outside of your prepared list of questions, which is a wonderful opportunity to learn things you didn't know you needed to. If you find that the meeting is going well, feel free to invite further discussion in the future. Finally, remember to be appreciative of this person's time and send a follow-up thank you note. Here's an example adapted from Resume Worded of a thank you note you can send to your new connection. If there's something specific you can reference from your conversation, include it in your note. When signing off, don't forget to invite further communication. That's all there is to an informational interview. Remember, if you need help in connecting with professionals or preparing for your interview, set up an appointment on Handshake with your career counselor. Happy interviewing!